Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Christmas Eve. It's also Nugget of Truth number 460. Hope all is well. I don't know why I'm yelling. I'm just excited. All right. So we have said many times here at Deep Rivers Church that the gospel is three things. It's not just one. It's your pardon. That's one that most people think of. But it's also your new position, your new identity, and it's also the privileges or the power that God allows you to have, the authority in prayer. So it's pardon, position, and privilege. But the Christmas story is also represented in three words, all beginning with the letter P. It's God's presence, it's God's promise, and it's God's provision. When you look at Luke chapter 2 and how the story of Christ plays out, the angel appears and he announces God's presence. In fact, the name Emmanuel is God with us. So Christmas is about God's presence in the form of a human. We know that presence still lingers. It still is with us today in the person and work of the Holy Spirit indwelling us. But the Christmas story is about God's presence in a very physical way. It's also a promise. You know, the angel makes promises to Mary, and the promises, God created you with intention, and that hope and joy are always available. So when you think of Christmas, I want you to think about God's presence. We all need to think about God's presence, but we also need to think about God's promises that were made to Mary, and the promises that are still made to us. Numbers 23:19. God is not human that he should lie, not a human being that he should change his mind. Does he speak and then not act? Does he promise and not fulfill? God has made promises to us. He made promises to Mary. He makes promises to us. And the last one is God's provision. Even Elizabeth, your relative, is going to have a child in her old age, and who is said to be unable to conceive in her 6th month, for no word of the Lord will ever fail. I don't know if you make the connection right away, but Mary had obviously a unique calling, a unique challenge, a unique mission in life. And God not only made promises to her, he actually provided somebody in her aunt who could be a support, who could be an encouragement. So God's provision was seen to Mary in this incredibly stressful time, a provision of somebody else who's also pregnant with, as we know now, is the John the Baptist. But again, it's just a great little example of God's provision. So when you think of Christmas, think of God's promise, think about his presence, and think about the provision. Thanks so much. Take care. God bless. Hey, tonight, 7 o'clock, we're having a Christmas Eve service, so come join us. Tomorrow, Sunday morning at 10 a.m., not our usual time, we're combined with Vita Life again. So have a great Christmas. Hopefully we'll see you tonight. Take care. God bless. Bye.